Baruta Park Network is a project that proposes to develop a network of connectivity that will link the mountainous landscape, the urban development, and the existing parks of Baruta. Baruta is a municipality located in the southwest Caracas, Venezuela, on a mountainous surface characterized by its high slopes and narrow valleys. It's part of the Green Belt because of the natural ecological resources found in the place. Back in time, Baruta was part of the Caracas Hacienda systems, thanks to the potential of its lands for agriculture. Over time, due to the increased demand for housing, these areas began to urbanize, despite the strong topographic conditions. In order to improve this and integrate these communities, we ask ourselves the following questions. How can we develop an efficiency mobility system? Which are the existing public spaces and how can we integrate them? Which are the areas that are more likely to be urbanized? And how can we enhance and incorporate the natural resources of Baruta in the solution? Based on the questions and the idea of reducing differences between communities, we established to generate social integration through a network that includes the following specific objectives: to develop a mobility network, to generate public spaces, to integrate the natural systems, and to control the expansion of future settlements. As a general strategy, we established to look up for the analysis of the current situation of Baruta in order to know what elements to bring to the project. And that's how we established to consolidate the transversal access and establish a network of new connections, parks, and activities between them. The first analysis is the current connection situation. Currently, there is only a main road that connects La Trinidad with Hoyo de la Puerta, with a bus system mobility. There's also the park network, as the protected corridors, with potential existing hiking trails and existing parks. There are also facilities as attractors or custodian fields. In the same way, there's a mapping of the existing commercial, gastronomic, and sport areas in the place. And the public spaces as the attractor fields. These nodes were established as the main actors of public space in Baruta. Based on the results of the analysis, the following phases and elements are to be considered in the rest of the project. Phase 1. Mobility. The idea is to interweave what has been built through new forms of mobility, such as the incorporation of a metro cable system and improving pedestrian paths, which allows accessibility and also a new way to enjoy Baruta throughout the journey. The phase 2 is the public space. The idea is to add attractor nodes to the network by solving existing problems of discontinuity and disused spaces. In general, these spaces have a thematic of being parks as catalyst points of the system. Phase 3. The facilities. The system proposes multifunctional centers located within the parks, which can host new activities and attractive dynamics for Baruta. In phase 4. Homes. Since all the previous phases will have such a great impact on Baruta's dynamic in the future, the idea is to develop social housing as habitats that are going to be integrating into the new proposed activities. So the proposal seeks to create a new urban landscape of Baruta by defining a new network of corridors and attractor points that will create a tourist route with recreational itineraries related to natural, cultural, sports, and historical elements, as a new way to enjoy Baruta's site by both visitors and residents. In order to develop the proposal, we divide the site in four main sectors or axes, according to their relevance and concurrence. First of all, we got the Baruta Park line. The proposed interventions in the sector seeks to create pedestrian connections along Manzanares, Baruta, and La Trinidad by generating a continuous system of public space that increases the commercial and cultural activity of the place. The strategies to be implemented include the creation of a boulevard and corridors as transversal connections. Also, to take advantage of existing points of discontinuity to create facilities and activate the public space. To develop the cultural center of Baruta as a space for social and cultural integration. And also planning of new spaces for home near to La Palomera. And finally, to develop the start station of the metro cable. This will be a summary of the strategies. And this will be the specific notes to treat. La Limonera Park is the Sector 2. It's proposed as a transversal connection that goes from the settlements located in the valleys to the hills of the mountains of Sorocaima and La Limonera. The strategies to be implemented include to develop vertical connections, such as mechanical escalators to improve accessibility for the communities. These communities located along the green pedestrian corridor. As facilities, the idea is to support the commercial and productive activity in the site by creating a network of mixed-use buildings along the corridor to introduce commercial activities and a system of greenhouses to develop outdoor agriculture. As public space is proposed a park in La Limonera, an open space that integrates sports and cultural activities with direct access from the Jesus Garmendia Park. This will be a summary of the strategies. And this will be the specific notes. Then it comes the USB Campus Park. The Simón Bolívar University is an important node, but its situation as a valley means a problem when it comes to connect with the surroundings. The campus park is projected to use the mountain border as a connector and as a place to develop new catalyst activities. The first phase contemplates the metro cable stations in the USB and IDEA. It also integrates two bridges to connect the university with El Placer and La Limonera. The university has a need for public spaces, places to stay. That's why the second phase comes with the projection of plazas in nodes of discontinuity or disused places. In order to make these changes sustainable, the next phase are the projection of an amphitheater complex to connect it to the library, a marketplace to connect it with the greenhouses, a hotel school for the hospitality management career, and 2 students' residence. Finally, the park network that integrates everything else. As a result, the university campus park makes the university a more touristic and sustainable place that will bring a very positive impact to Baruta. This will be the strategies, and this will be the specific notes. The garden park in the Sector 4 comprises the Gate Road, which is of great importance, and as it is the closest urban space to the gate communities, it becomes a space of great commercial, gastronomic, and recreational value. That is why the intervention is based on improving accessibility. Also, to provide spaces, public spaces, to make it the first civic center of the place, with a proposal of planned housing in response to the new growing demand and current invasions. Later, the public space equipment includes both new elements and the incorporation of existing facilities, creating an integration to the civic center and urban life. And finally, the green corridors and parks that connect and protect from informal expansion, integrating the Hoyo de la Puerta into the urban landscape to the city, generating a connection between the urban and the bucolic said area. The project will be developed gradually, promoting social life, economic life, the current image, and becoming the prelude to the touristic eco park that ranges from the Butterfly Reservoir to the Vinicio Adames, incorporating the hiking trails of the protective zone. In this way, an urban development is composed that interweaves the urban nodes to a touristic dynamic. This will be the specific note. Finally, some conclusions.